Get a Job in Tech, episode 235. So recently someone sent me this job and they said, "Do you know anybody who wants to apply for it? Just talk about it in your podcast." Okay. So it is a SATCOM terminal engineer, and the job is located in Al Udeid Air Base. That's in Qatar, or Qatar. And those who don't know about Qatar or Qatar, they held the World Cup there a couple years ago, and it was Argentina won that one. It's a good country. You can consume alcohol there if you'd like. You have to purchase it, and you're limited how much you can purchase at a store. They have a store for it there. And obviously, when you work there, your car is paid for. You have the company car. Probably share it, most likely. You have to pay for gas, but you get reimbursed. And you have to track the miles. And on this place, the Al Udeid, there's like a grab and go where you can drive around on a bus, and it's 24/7. It's like a little convenience store essentially, but everything in there doesn't cost any money, and just basically like pre-made sandwiches, things like that, cookies, cakes, things like that that you can consume. Now, Qatar itself, so you're flying, most likely you fly out of BWI, Baltimore Washington International, or Dulles. You could fly out of Dulles as well, and you're flying most likely Qatar Airlines probably. And of course, the company's paying for that. So a company will put you up in a house, put you up in an accommodation. You'll have a roommate, but you'll have your own bedroom. And like I said, you have a shared car. And most likely you're for shift work. So you're working 12 hours a day, 5 days a week. And you're working, 60 hours a week, let's say. And they didn't say the salary, but I think the salary is probably like $120 a year, something like that. Now, if you got a SATCOM background, and you need a SATCOM background, you need a ability to get a clearance, you need a Security Plus CE, so CompTIA.org, get your Security Plus for that. That's for the 8570. That's what they usually. That's why you need it. Now, SATCOM technician. Let's say you don't have the training, and maybe this job isn't for you, but maybe in a couple months or maybe next year you're ready for it. There's a great place called GVFtraining.org. That's the website, GVFtraining.org. And yeah, I'll say it again, GVFtraining.org. In there, you can pay like $500 a year, and you get all the courses they have, and it's very, very good. It talks about how the satellite industry got started, applications, the concepts, the technology, the links, the network topologies, the satellite industry structure, regulatory issues, and comparing satellite. And just in a nutshell, this training, if let's say you don't get the job at SATCOM in Qatar or Qatar, you can apply this GVF training if you want to work for a Carnival cruise line or any cruise line for that matter, because all the cruise lines use what they call a mobile VSAT terminal or VSAT service. What that means is they have this golf ball device, something looks like a golf ball on top of their ship, and what that is a little small VSAT. It's an antenna inside of it, and that's their internet essentially. There's other communication, but most likely that's the internet right there. And they have multiple golf balls on top, so they have redundant internet. And your job is to maintain it and make sure it's up all the time, 24/7. That's your job. Now you could also work on shore, and the company say like T-Mobile, they're in Miramar, Florida. They're a company, and they provide internet for ships like yachts, things like that. They go out in the ocean, so they provide internet for them. They're a service, really. They're a service provider for that. And they may also do service for these Carnival Cruise Line and these cruise ships. I'm not sure, but I know they do service for yachts and those type of things. And I think in the future, you're going to have a lot more, especially in remote areas. Africa's a big market. They're not really saturated with internet yet, and it's very, very slow. So I see a lot of these Starlink terminals They're satellite terminals essentially in space. I see a need for that. So what you'll probably have is a village in Africa somewhere, Lagos or some country like that, in an area, and they'll have a company that'll have internet, and then they'll just provide the other places internet via that way. So it'll have like maybe there's like a 10 meg pipe or 5 meg, let's say, pipe through internet or through satellite coming down, and then it gets distributed throughout the village. Maybe they'll have wireless or some kind of microwave set up to where you can have remote villages. That's how they set it up that way. But that's what I see in the future for internet and for satellite communication. Yeah, if this job is for you, just apply at tracesystems.com and just search for satellite communication engineer in Qatar. Thanks a lot. We'll see you in the next one.